Right now at 5, the battle to become the new home of the FBI headquarters is heating up. Both Maryland and Virginia want it, and these 48 hours could make it or break it for them. Thank you for joining us. I'm Leslie Foster.
And I'm Lorenzo Hall. Just 4.5 hours ago, Maryland's political leaders wrapped up what's expected to be their last pitch. Virginia's leaders get their turn tomorrow.
There are billions of dollars at stake here, which is why our team is all over this story tonight. Nathan Baca is live at one of Maryland's proposed spots in Greenbelt with a look at the economic impact the FBI HQ would bring. But first, Adam Longo has been breaking developments on this from day one. Ant?
So, Leslie, all of Maryland's top elected officials were out there today, and we were able to find out quite a bit. A major piece of news coming out of that press conference that Maryland leaders held after their meeting with the GSA. So we all went into today thinking that this was going to be it, the last chance, the final meeting for each side to make their case for landing the new FBI headquarters. Not so, says longtime Maryland Congressman and former House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer. He says discussions will continue because of some issues that Maryland leaders want addressed. All right, so here's the deal. The FBI has been headquartered in the J. Edgar Hoover building in downtown D.C. for 48 years. The building is falling apart. It's in considerable disrepair. Hoyer says that former FBI Director Bob Mueller came to him back in 2009 and said that they needed a new facility for the FBI. So for 13 years now, there's been political posturing as to where a new FBI headquarters will go. D.C. was ruled out. So there are now 3 finalists. It's between one site in Virginia, Springfield in Fairfax County near the Mixing Bowl in 395. And there are 2 sites in Prince George's County, Maryland. One in Greenbelt right at the metro station and another near Hyattsville at the location of the former Landover Mall. There are a ton of factors for the federal government to consider before deciding. Here is Maryland Governor Wes Moore.
Here we know we are talking about a legacy-defining choice. The most significant infrastructure build in the history of the GSA and the most significant physical infrastructure reopening and structure build since the Pentagon and also since the CIA building, which both, by the way, were done in Virginia.
So the governor's saying it's our turn. WUSA 9's Nathan Baca live at one of the proposed FBI headquarters spots in Greenbelt, Maryland. So Nathan, you've been talking with people and business owners about what this government project could bring to the area.
Well, Adam, this 61-acre plot here, it's part of the parking lot to the Greenbelt Metro Station. It is one of 2 sites that Maryland leaders pitched today. Now, we talked to local business owners about the possible impact of having up to 7,500 FBI employees come into this area and change this community.
College Park Bicycles, a 40-year-old mainstay in town, is just a few minutes drive from the proposed new FBI headquarters at Greenbelt Metro Station.
We will see a lot of growth in our business, like as a small business owner, and I'm definitely sure any other businesses located in College Park will benefit from it.
The bike shop's owner wants to tell the FBI they'd be willing to share the benefits of being so close to the University of Maryland.
Having this college town with a lot of young people, that will bring more interest from the young generation, what is FBI is.
While Maryland state leaders didn't point to any economic study, they say the impact of moving the headquarters to Maryland would be, in their words, enormous. Marathon Deli has this pitch for the FBI.
I would tell them that they have to come and try our marathon fries.
A once-in-a-generation pick like this has the ability to change a community. The possibilities buzzing among those calling Greenbelt and nearby College Park home.
Bringing so many people into the location where we're at, local business or a family-owned business, so it would help out a lot.
Now, coming up on WUSA 9 News at 6, we go to the other location, the site of the old Landover Mall, to find out from business owners in that area how the influx of possible employees could change that community. Adam, back to you.
And Nathan, thank you. So many good reasons to pick Maryland, but of course Virginia is saying so many good reasons to pick us. We'll keep following it. Nathan, thank you.
Which brings us all back to the issue of how much this is going to cost, because Maryland leaders are saying it's cheaper to build here than in Virginia. But is that true?
Right. So $375 million has already been appropriated for the project. So that's going to somebody this year. But this cost issue, it's a major point of contention between the 2 sides. You see, Maryland leaders say it's going to cost $1 billion more to build the new headquarters in Springfield. And they've made that argument to the GSA, the General Services Administration. That's the agency deciding where FBI headquarters will go. So Virginia leaders strenuously object to that point. They don't know where Maryland got that number from, that $1 billion number. Plus, they say the federal agency that's currently situated at the Springfield site, no one's going to say it out loud, by the way, but it's the CIA, they're moving anyway. And that money has already been appropriated to pay for the CIA to move, to pay to demolish that site, and to get it ready for a new project. So Maryland leaders also not happy that all of the criteria being used to make this decision. Cost is being considered only 10% of the decision-making calculus. But 35% of that decision-making calculus is being weighed upon proximity to the FBI's training academy in Coanico. And Steny Hoyer, Congressman from Maryland, is going, no. All of these factors need to be considered on an even field. Each of them needs to be 25%, not this 35% for proximity and 10% for cost.
A lot of numbers, a lot of things to get back into for sure. For you at 7 o'clock, right?
Yeah, we've got an exclusive one-on-one with Congressman Hoyer coming up at 7, and we're going to be talking more about this equity angle, right? The argument from Maryland leaders, and Angela also Brooks especially, as to why Prince George's County is the most suitable site for the future of the FBI.
Yeah. All right, a lot to get to.
All right, in the meantime tonight, a 15-year-old D.C. boy sentenced to the maximum penalty for a 2-month crime spree that included the deadly shooting of another 15-year-old and trying to carjack Washington Commanders running back Brian Robinson. Now, the football standout was not in the courtroom, but the family of that murdered teen was, along with our Bruce LaShand.
The judge handed down the toughest penalty allowed under D.C. law, 6 years in high security for Andre Robertson's 15-year-old killer.
This boy shot my son till there was no more bullets left in the gun. That's what happened.
I want to see my baby, little Bobo.
It was a sentence that left the victim's family far from satisfied.
Yep, I feel like that wasn't enough.
Lawmakers need to change the rule with these juveniles, period. They need to get them life in jail if they do the crime. They need to do the time.
Catch made by Robinson out of the backfield. He powers ahead!
The 15-year-old was among the 3 teens who tried to carjack the Commanders' Brian Robinson last August. A month and a half later, he was among 3 teens who shot and killed 15-year-old Andre Robertson as he was walking his 92-year-old great-great-grandmother down her front stairs.
He was my little helper. He was my helper. He'd go to the store, he'd go get my food. I needed water laying there in the bed, whatever I needed. Andre was there to get it for me.
The teen killer pleaded guilty to separate incidents of manslaughter, attempted robbery, and carrying an illegal firearm. Prosecutors say after the plea deal, they learned of another instance of criminality.
He did look like a little boy, but I had to address him.
I didn't see any emotion from the teen during the hearing. His lawyers say he is deeply remorseful and has struggled too, at least since seeing his uncle shot to death right in front of him. The judge urged him to change his life before he gets out at age 21. At D.C. Superior Court, Bruce LaShand, WUSA 9.
Right now, Montgomery County Police are searching for a suspect in a deadly shooting in Adelphi. Police tell WUSA 9 they found the victim around 9 last night along Hampshire Green Lane. The shooting happened near a playground just outside the Avery Park Apartments. If you know anything, give police a call. And we've learned the name of the man who died last night in a triple shooting in Southeast D.C. This all happened around 7:30 last night along Bruce Place. Officers say they found 2 victims there. 23-year-old Dana Faulkner of Southeast died, and a wounded man was taken to the hospital. Minutes later, police found the 3rd victim, a teenage boy, on Mississippi Avenue. He apparently was trying to walk to get help before he collapsed. His injuries are life-threatening, and so far, police have not made any arrests.
All right, so, we report on a lot of crime happening in the district, but has there been more crime lately? Well, WUSA 9 looked into the stats and found a disturbing rise in certain crimes, so let's verify. Our source is district crime data on MPD's website. So far this year, 40 people have died by homicide. That's up 33% from this time last year. So what about carjackings? We report on those a lot, too. It turns out they're up 108%. As a whole, violent crime is down 8%. That includes a drop in robberies and assaults with a deadly weapon. But you can see right there, still a number of those crimes being committed as well. Now, for this reason, a number of these reasons, Congress is rejecting D.C.'s revised Criminal Code Act. And at any moment now, the Senate will vote on that disapproval. They're debating the measure right now. You can see there, Amy Klobuchar. We will bring that to you live when it happens. And then at 5:30, our Delia Gonzalez will break down what this means and what happens next for crime in D.C.
Okay, pretty nice evening, but it's still blustery out here. Now, if you're going out, take a live look outside. It's our live Earth cam. You're going to need a jacket tonight. In fact, it's going to be actually quite cold eventually. We're looking at temperatures in the mid-30s by dawn. Winds will subside overnight. We'll come back. We'll talk about pruning, what you can prune now, and we'll talk about not one but two chances for seeing a few wet snowflakes.
Then tonight, a concerning trend. An alarming new study finds more kids are dying from opioid-related poisonings. So coming up at 5:30, we're sharing what you need to know to stop it from happening in your home.
And WUSA 9 has uncovered maintenance issues at a Virginia jail days before an inmate was burned by scalding water. Tonight at 6, we're getting answers from the sheriff and the department in charge of jail maintenance.